I'm very excited to take a look at this bike because it belongs to the Ironman World Championship bike course record holder, Cameron Wurf. This is his Pinarello Bolide.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Right, we're taking a look at this bike ahead of the Ironman World Championships, and this is in fact the same Pinarello Bolide frame set that we looked at last year ahead of the 2018 Ironman World Championships and this year at Challenge Rot. But we do know that Cam works very closely with Pinarello and Team Ineos. He does a lot of his training with the team, so he has got access to a lot of very exciting componentry, new releases and whatnot, so one of which is on the front end. So let's take a close look at that to start off with. So here we have the Most Aerobar Tri-Bar combo here, and these have actually been seen on Team Ineos bikes during the tour. The exciting thing about these bars is that they're custom made and molded for each rider. Now, similar to the speed bar that we saw on some of the other athletes like Sebastian Keeney, Lucy Charles, Tim Don, these aero bars actually fit neatly to that athlete's arm. These are actually 3D scans, so the athlete will somehow put their arm into some sort of 3D scanner and they'll take the geometries and dimensions from that. On the speed bars, they go into some sort of mold and they make a cast from that. So they work in a very similar way. And the whole idea is that we're reducing the gap between the aero bar and the athlete's arm, and therefore reducing the amount of turbulence and drag that's created by that gap. And yeah, that's pretty high-tech stuff. So it comes with a small fee of £12,000. Yeah, you heard it right, £12,000. And then to add to that, Cam's just made his own little X-Lab torpedo bottle with a load of electrical tape and a gel holder. Sort of seems criminal for a £12,000 set of bars. Then down from that, we've got the Princeton Carbon Works wheels, which I'm going to be totally honest, it's not a brand I'm all that familiar with. We've seen Team Ineos riding on them for the past year. In fact, Cam's been riding on them for the past season. Fraser actually featured them upon Cam's bike earlier this year at Challenge Rot. Now, quite excitedly, it was actually set up by two rowers, which is a nice link there between Cam and the brand. But you'll probably notice they've got quite a unique shape to them and profile. And the idea behind this is that they're continually offloading pressure that can build up on wheels. What we ordinarily see on a normal set of wheels is that air passing over can build up in pressure, and then when that finally offloads, it can really jolt the rider. So the idea is it's continually offloading that, which is absolutely perfect for a race like this at the Ironman World Championships, where we can sometimes get really strong crosswinds. Now, I've actually had people asking before why Cam has these metallic strips on his wheels, and the answer is wheel balancing. Now, having a valve on one side of the wheel can add weight on one side. So the idea is by adding these metallic strips actually balances that out, so we've got a nice wheel flow. Now, in terms of the tyres he's using, well, Cam has actually whipped out one of these tyres for me. It's a Continental Grand Prix TT tyre, but then it has a code on here, which you see there, 111. Now that means limited edition. These are handed out to a lot of pro riders, and what it means is actually these aren't Grand Prix TT tyres. He may put one of these on. This is a 23mm tyre, and it just has a custom compound, but yeah, really exciting. But he has currently got Grand Prix 4000 25mm on the front and a Conti Grand Prix 5000 25 on the rear. In terms of the group set on this bike, we've got Shimano Dura-Ace Di2, kitted out throughout, but we have the fairly new Shimano Dura-Ace R9 100 here, and that has a built-in power meter. It's dual-sided. I say fairly new because it has been chatted about for quite a while now, but they have been quite hard to come by. Cam's actually got 165 crank lengths on here, which is 5mm shorter than we saw him riding on last year. He's done a lot of testing. Apparently he's very happy with that shorter crank length. In terms of the chainring size, he's actually got 5639 on here. I know that breaks a few rules. They normally tell you to go for 5642, but he said, if I want a small chainring, I want a small chainring, and it works. And I'd vouch for that. I also ran something fairly similar. Back from that, we've got an 1128 cassette, so nice gear range there. Whether he needs that necessarily for Kona, but I guess he could stay in the big chain ring and then go into one of the easier rings as he's going up to Harvey. And then down from that, we've just got the standard Di2, jockey wheels and chain. And on to the last little bits here, but they are still very exciting bits because we've got the Speedplay Aero pedals. They've got a slightly larger storage box on the down tube compared to the bike that we saw last year, so that'll just have some of his spares in there. We then got this bento box on the top, which runs nice and smoothly into the aero bars and the stem. That's just a nice rubberized top, so you can a number of gels in there. We've also got the Physique Arione saddle, which is a triathlon TT version, which they don't actually make anymore. It's got slightly more cushioning on the front there. And this also has a grip on the top, which was not released for purchase, but a number of the pro teams are using it. And Cam's actually said he's down to his last saddle, so he's trying to look after this one. He's also got the X-Lab Torpedo bottle cage on the front that we discussed earlier. And then he's got the X-Lab Gorilla TT on the back, which just hold the bottle nice and firmly. Well, that is Cam Wurf's Pinarello Bolide. We're very excited to see how he gets on at the Ironman World Championships this year. Can he set a new bike course record, or could he run a 2:45 marathon? He's made some fantastic improvements this year, so really excited to see how he performs. If you've enjoyed today's video, please do hit that thumbs up button. If you'd like to see more from GTN, click on the globe and subscribe. And if you'd like to see Cam's Pinarello Bolide versus Andy Buckera's bike, you can see that by clicking just down here.